today we're back in the studio again. This time I'm joined by model David Kennedy, and we were going for this whole film noir vibe, but we wanted to go sort of a bit edgy. We sort of had some gangster vibes, and we were playing with some really cool rain effects, which I'll show you in a bit. And we started off with this muso vibe. So David actually plays the guitar, and he brought in this really cool guitar. So we were playing around with this, setting some lights up. I had just one constant LED light set up. You can just see me setting it up there behind him. We started off with a large softbox. I just had this beautiful gold cape backdrop behind him that was all draped in this red velvet chair. And we just had him sitting there. He was just in jeans and a top. I had this really cool fedora hat in the studio, and we brought that out for a couple of different things as well, because it's got that real sort of cool film noir gangster sort of look vibe to it. I was also using, as you can see just in the foreground there, the Neewer FL10 spotlight and gobo. You can't really see the gobo terribly much in the video here, but you could definitely see it in the photos. I decided that I really didn't like the logo on David's top, so we tried a denim jacket that he brought in, which was just a bit too bright. So I grabbed this suit jacket that I had in the studio, and that worked much better. So we were just sort of moving things around, setting things up. We just moved the backdrop down a little bit. I was adjusting the lights and playing with the lights and setting various things up. Then we started getting some shots, and David was playing, so it was really nice to have some live music in the studio, and we were just mucking around with that. So I'll just show you some of the images that I got. So as you can see, the sort of dark, edgy vibe that we were going for, we had this minimal light. I always knew that I was going to do most of these in black and white, so I was really happy with how they turned out. They were edgy, they were cool, but they were still very, very David at the same time. So next up, I've got this umbrella that's got a neon sort of light up tube through the center of it. So we pulled that out, and I turned off the overhead lights, and I just had the Neewer spotlight with the gobo on it and the light coming from the umbrella, and we were just trying to go for sort of some really cool moody looks. There was a couple of shots that I had really liked from Claudio Delos's Black Project, which was with the umbrella, so I was sort of playing around and trying to get that look as well. I found that perhaps it was just not quite enough light for what I was wanting, so I did put the overhead spotlight or LED light back on, but I turned the power level right down. I also ended up taking the softbox off and putting a barn door on just to give it more directional light. So this is where my hubby come in, and he was actually, you can't quite see it there, but he's spraying water over the top of the umbrella that David is holding. And we were just sort of working our way through it, trying to get the best sort of setup to get the images that I was looking for. So we ended up grabbing a ladder so that hubby could get up higher, and he was shooting through the light that I was getting from the constant light, which is just add a shot to the top of frame with the barn doors on it, and we were just taking shot after shot after shot, just trying to get the look of the rain landing on the umbrella. So again, just some of the photos that I was capturing, and I was getting the raindrops hitting the umbrella and a very sort of dark and moody expression on David's face. It was fantastic, loved it. Next, we swapped out the fedora for sort of a, Peaky Blinders cap type thing, and these really cool sort of dark sunglasses, and we were just going some very sort of moody vibes, just straight portraits, but just with a bit more of an edge to them. And I also put that gobo back into the shot again, so I had that really nice sort of spotlight just hitting David and the background just a little bit. And that was just a few more of the images that we took. I then took it just a little bit further and went a little bit darker, moodier. I turned the LED light off and was just lighting it up with the spotlight. So just to give it that real sort of moody, edgy vibe to it. Then we decided to go total film noir, so we put David back in the jacket and the fedora. I had a fake prop cigarette, and what we were actually doing was I was using an incense stick to make the smoke. So we'd light the stick and sort of wave it around to make the smoke that looked like it was coming off the cigarette. The cigarette's fake, it's not real at all. And the incense just smells so much better in the studio anyway. So we were sort of having a little bit of fun playing around with that and wafting the stick around just to get that. I could have put fake smoke in Photoshop, but I really wanted to try and capture it all in camera. So we were really happy with how these were turning out. So we just kept playing with them and yeah, really trying to get that sort of film noir vibes happening. I then had this idea of sort of turning the chair round and using the barn doors on the LED light as a spotlight effect over the top of David. I also added in a scotch glass, and we still had the cigarette, which was lit by the incense stick, and we had the gobo on that as well, and that actually came up really well. I really liked how the smoke from the incense stick was sort of wafting up into the spotlight, and it was just creating so much drama. It was fantastic. I also had this red umbrella that we had in the studio, and we were playing with a couple of different themes on that. We were still trying to get some sort of dark and moody stuff happening. So I was playing around with different lights. I had the barn doors, I had the spotlight, I was adjusting the light. I had the Neewer FL spotlight and gobo, you can see it there, and I was putting that on, just trying to get some different looks. Just wanting to, I was quite interested in how the light was shining through the red umbrella and lighting David's face up. It was kind of cool how it was doing that. So this is one of the images actually not in black and white, because I really like the red moodiness from the lights. I then decided that I wanted to swap the umbrellas again and put the black one back in there, because I thought maybe the black one wouldn't shine through quite as much. Still working on that Claudio De Losa sort of moodiness with the umbrella and the black project, and pretty much this is where we ended up leaving it. I got David down on his knees because I wanted him a bit lower, and just playing around with that. I did have the handle lit up at one point, but decided that it really wasn't the look that I was going for. So the last look that I went for the day, and I forgot to lift the camera up, so I've chopped David's head off, but we brought back the fake cigarette, the fake gun, and we were doing the ultimate gangster vibe, which was always lots of fun to do. And that's pretty much the end of the shoot. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time on YouTube. Bye.